Where you at? I'd rather shoot you in the face before I stab you in the back. I'd rather speak straight facts.
Wow. Welcome to another episode of the Str8 Factz Podcast, where we speak straight facts, nothing but the facts. And today, we got a special guest, And if you've been following me and my whole career, then you already know what this is. You know what I'm saying? Been around. I call her Bri Reale. You know what I'm saying? Some of y'all probably, I don't know what y'all call her, but that's what I call her. But my dog, man, introduce yourself and let them know who you is.
Hey y'all, I'm Bri. Our Bri Reale, like you said. We've been knowing each other since 12 years or so, something like that. Way back. We were 22. And now we're about to be 36.
Yeah, we were barely 21. Working at IHOP overnight, 2010-ish, 2011. And of course, I really started taking my music serious 2013. Yes. So again, from the beginning, man. But today this ain't about me. It's about you. You're here. We're gonna talk, have a conversation, and just go with it, man. So first, I just want to say thank you for always supporting me.
No problem. Anytime.
Day one. So I'm gonna start here just to say dental. From the beginning, I seen, it was you wanted to go to school for it. You did it, got the job you wanted. What that was like, what made you say, what made you want to get into dental?
Okay, so
and pursue that career.
Yeah, initially I was working at IHOP with y'all, and I just honestly just wanted a trade. Like I was like, like I know people always like tell people college is where it's at, but honestly, college is not for everybody. Trade school actually what makes the world go round. If you don't have trade school, you're not gonna have a plumber, you're not gonna have a beautician, you're not gonna have a barber, you're not gonna have somebody to come and fix your AC when it's hot outside. Like all those are trade school. That's not degrees. So I wanted to I said, well, I don't got time for college right now. College is too expensive. I don't want to go get a degree and I can't use it. So I'm gonna go to trade school. Now, what made me choose dental is for two reasons. I always had a pretty smile. And that's something I always love about myself. So, and I needed a job that was like Monday through Friday. Something else, because I had a young child at the time. I needed Monday through Friday, 8 to 4, daycare hours, basically school hours. So when I started doing my research, I was like, oh, okay, they got the hours I want, the pay not bad, and it sound good. Like, where your mama work at? Oh, at the truck stop. No offense to the truck stop. Oh, she work at the dentist office.
Right.
She work at the dentist office. I'm in scrubs. I'm looking important. So the whole thing it felt right. It looked right. And the trade was like 6 months long. I was like, oh, that's easy. 6 months, okay. Now I was tired as hell because I remember I go to school Monday through Thursday, 8 to 2, and then I had to go to IHOP from 3 to 12. And then the weekends was 5 to 5. So I didn't have no days off for 6 months, but it was all worth it. So that's how I got into dental, and that was back in 2013. And
here we is, 11 years later.
Yeah, and I switched my career.
So
my career is totally different now, and people would look at me and be like, "What is that career like now? Out of once since you've been in dental for so long, like what people don't know about me, I had like a little tough upbringing, and but everything that you go through in life make you who you are, and everything happens for a reason. I know it sounds cliche, but it's really true. Like everything really happens for a reason. Everything line up in your life for a reason. You meet certain people for certain reasons. And in the back of my head, I always wanted to be a social worker, which is totally different from dental. And I always wanted to be a social worker because when I was a little girl growing up in a neighborhood where dark-skinned girls, we wasn't looked at as the pretty girl. Like we were always looked down on. All my sisters are high yellow. The high yellow is where it's at. That's the it girl. That's the pretty girl. Now you throw in being overweight. Now you're black, fat, and that's what they make the perception of when you young. So I always wanted to be a cheerleader for little girls at that age because it's so crucial. And you're like, at that time, I just wanted to be the cheerleader. Like, girl, you pretty, get up. It's not gonna last long. They're gonna be knocking on your door 10 years later because you didn't glue up and them other girls that they thought was off. Yeah, y'all know it. Like, I always wanted to be a cheerleader for other girls, and not just girls, boys too. I'm just naturally a cheerleader. It's just natural for me. And I feel like your gift is something that you're good at. Like, it naturally. You don't even gotta, it feel like you're not even trying. You just wake up and you just get up and you just doing it. You just being yourself. And if you can make you being yourself into a career, then that's perfect. Everybody go out searching what I want to do in my life, what I want to do is with you the whole time. Girls in the hood that been braiding hair since they was 10 years old. Know that. How you know how to draw? Like because that is your gift. That's your talent. That's what you was here for. Stop making it complicated. Whatever you good at, make that a career.
Right.
So I say all that to say is like my whole life I was like, well, I'm gonna be in dental. Dental's where it's at. And for a time in my life, it was where it was at, and it was very convenient for me at the time. But what I love most about dental, not that I can make people's smiles look better, it was the fact that I calm people down a lot. Like, it was the personable relationships that I enjoyed the most. When people coming in, nobody want to go to the dentist. Everybody always coming in pain. That's why they don't like us.
Yeah.
You're supposed to come, you're not gonna be. But I get it. I understand that. I'm very empathetic. I'm very understanding. So when people come in the dentist office and they nervous, I'm like, oh, I'm Bri. I'm gonna take care of you. I make them feel comfortable. I always know how to make somebody feel comfortable. People can open up to me. And I'm trustworthy because I'm gonna just keep it real, which I got a lot of sugarcoat. We just gonna keep it real. This is the issue. This is how we're gonna solve it. And that's how I always been. So I always was a social worker. Like, and when people think about social work, people automatically assume like taking somebody's kids away. That is social. That social work is so much more than that. Like, I'm not. You didn't know me. If I don't have a heart to be like, let me get the kids. Like, that is not me at all. Social work is more so like, say you had a house, you lost your house, you now you're living outside your car, whatever. You'll come to a social worker, and me as a social worker will find resources to help you get an apartment. I will help you get back, file unemployment for you, find that job for you, write your resume for you, help you become the better version of yourself. And that's who I always been. I'm always a cheerleader. I'm always rooting for somebody, and it's an advocate. Like, I will always advocate for anybody. Like, so you need people like that, and that goes with anything. I could be a social worker in politics. I could be like, sometimes, like, if you're in the hood and you need a playground in the hood, I can go to the courthouse or the community leaders and be like, I want a playground in this neighborhood. Why do you want a playground in this community? Because of this, and that. You need people who gonna stand up and fight for people and create the picture and the vision. And I'm a visionary. I'm very imaginative. Like, I talk a lot. You need somebody that's gonna get up and talk. So like I said, I always was a social worker. I now just have the title. I'm gonna have the title soon, and it can open up so many doors. I can have my own business, my own, like, it goes further and further. And I'm not going. And dental can still be there because it might have somebody come to me and she crying or whatever. What's wrong? Like, let's do that. And then a girl come to me and said, like, I've been in a car accident. I was 13. I know I'm going everywhere, and I have a hip issue. So I had a hip replacement at 28. I had my hip replacement. So I can relate to the old people who's scared to go get a hip replacement. Abusive relationships. I can relate to that girl who's getting in an abusive relationship and don't know how to leave. Age gap relationships. I can relate to that too. Coming from the hood, going to the suburbs. I can relate to that too. Like, anything that people go through, like, I'm in some type of way, God made me experience that in some point in my life. Being homeless, not having food to eat, not having transportation, being with a man who do this, getting abused, growing up as a fat Black kid. Like, I can relate to so many different people, and I made it. I can rise up, and I'm still bettering myself, but I just want people to realize their worth And that get up, man. Like we're not about to let fall victim to this life. Like, come on, man. Life is hard. We know that. But while we here, what you good at, let's make that the career. Let's make it happen. If you can get one person to listen to you, say I was good at baking cookies. If I can get one person to eat my cookies, that person tell their cousin, now I got 2 people eating my cookies. Next thing you know, you're gonna have 100 people eating your cookies because that was just your natural talent.
And you put it out there.
So circling back to that, now social work is my future career. I graduated in May with my bachelor's degree, and now I'm in graduate school. To get my master's in social work, so I can be a licensed clinical social worker, so I can like be on my own. So that's where I'm at right now.
Okay, straight up. So look, that's okay. So look, that's new to me. You know, like I got some new news. Like for as you going from dancer to social worker. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Of course, I'm happy and to say yes, my friend's gonna be a social worker, and if y'all listening, y'all see this, man. Hey, don't be afraid to reach out, man.
Anything you need, y'all can reach out to me. Even though I'm not licensed yet, I still, that's just who I am. I research. I help. I advocate. I'm gonna stand up for you. That's just who I am. If I can help you, I will try my best to help you, and no matter what it is, because I've been through it all. I can't say all, but I've been through enough, that I can help somebody. And it starts like you gotta have a heart for that. Because people will look at me and be like, man, you've been through so much. How you get up and still smile? Is it all fake? And sometimes I don't even know how I'm not mad. Like this, like getting mad. Like, like even when people like do me wrong, I still I deal with it in that moment. I forgive them because forgiveness is not about them. It's for you, because you can get stuck in a situation. Oh, he did this to me. She did that to me. And then what are you doing today about it? I always was able to just roll things off my shoulders per se. And it's because God made me that way. Like he instilled that toughness in me. So because I'm going to have, as a social worker, you're going to have so many people coming with so many issues, laying that on you. And if you're not a tough person, if you don't have a tough exterior, you're going to crumble. So you need tough people like that. And I'm not saying I'm tough like I'm gonna beat you up, but I'm tough like and I'm cool. I'm not so serious like, okay, my name is Bri, I'm gonna be a social worker. Cool. It's not gonna be all that deep. Like if you scared that you're gonna lose your kids, what can I do to help you to make sure you don't lose your kids? Like that type of stuff. Right.
Before we move, my words straight back there. They look all right. Because I went back on one show and I looked and it was the other way. I used the wrong one. So
they're right. Well, I hope it's not flipped for me neither, but it looked right to me.
Oh, no, yeah. All right, okay. You can see it straight. That's how it's gonna show. All right. Let's get into the So you said you had the hip surgery.
Yeah. So when I was 13 years old, I had got in a car accident, and it caused my hip to get knocked off the socket or whatever. And they told my mom that I would need a hip replacement eventually, but I couldn't get a hip replacement because I was 13. You're still growing. Like, like we're gonna get you this hip, and then your hip gonna grow, and then now you really lopsided.
Right.
So I basically had to wait until I was 18. Well, 16, 17, 18, when I was stopped growing to get a hip replacement. So for the 5 years of my life, I walk around in so much pain. And because I was in so much pain, it caused me to gain a lot of weight.
Right.
I wasn't able to be so active like other kids. So I was just like, man, I just want to be out there. I just want to be involved. I just want to go play. Because in my heart, I'm active as hell. But physically, I wasn't able to because I had this whole hip issue. And kids, having hip problems at 13, that's crazy. Like everybody, and my friends don't get it. Like they're like, let's go running. I'm like, I can't, I'm in pain. And they're like, oh, you okay? Let's keep. Like they don't understand the depth of it. So anyways, they told me I had to wait until I was 18 to have a hip replacement. Okay, I turned 18. Boom. You off of Medicaid now. You can't get no Medicaid no more because you 18. You an adult now. It's time for you to go get it out the mud. I turned 18. I was like, okay, they take me out of Medicaid. What can I do? Then I learned about insurance. So I was like, okay, let me go get some health insurance, and then that can help me see a hip doctor so I can get my hip fixed. So then when I tried to get insurance, they was like, oh, we can't give you insurance, not for your hip. They're like, we can give you insurance for your knee, your arm, your back, anything else, but not your hip. And I was like, why? And it was like, it's like having a wreck car and you're trying to put full coverage on it. You can't do that because it's a pre-existing case. So you got a wreck car and now you come and get some insurance trying to get a brand new car. That's how they're looking at it from the business side. So yeah, so I'm like, what the God do? Like, what do I? So you telling me that I have to be like this for the rest of my life because y'all telling me I can't get insurance to help my situation? Like, what kind of life is this? And I was like, well, how much it costs out of pocket? $110,000.
That's a whole damn near year's work.
Like, what the hell? So literally from the age 18, from the age 18 to the age 28, I had to live with that hip issue. Like it got so bad that my hip was the left hip, the crip side. I keep it hanging on the left side. Yeah, that's the crip side. Yeah, so what I was saying, my hip on the left side was like 4 inches shorter than the one on the right side because it was bone rubbing on bone at this point. So now it's just chipping down. I'm literally walking like, Lisa called me hip hop. The motherfuckers. The kids are mean. That's what I'm trying to tell you. That's why you need no social workers in school that can help some people because the kids are mean. I used to go to them and cry to be like, there go hip hop. And then when I started working at IHOP, they said she working at IHOP because she hop. Fuck them bitches.
Well, people is mean.
People are mean. Like people are so mean. It's okay, but I want to know what y'all doing now though. Where y'all at now? Raggedy ass. I'm playing. But so then what happened was Obama got elected, right? The first Black president. He got elected and he dropped the whole thing called pre-existing case. He dropped that from anybody. So if you had a pre-existing case, now you can get insurance. Yeah. So I was like, this ain't no way. Like, ain't no way this is happening. So I did my research and it was like, yeah, you'll be able to get insurance. Actually, it was a social worker who helped me realize that. Another reason why I want to become that. She's like, you can get insurance now because he made a new law that they can't hold that against y'all. She said, but honestly, she said, how much you make a year? And I was like, I don't. She's like, you make more than 50,000? I was like, nah, probably like 25,000. And she's like, well, you're eligible for Medicaid. I was like, I can get back on Medicaid. Like it was like, she was like, yes, you can, and they will pay for the whole surgery. I was like, ain't no way. So I said before they changed their mind, let me hop on me. Let me hop on this. So I did, and I applied for Medicaid. I got approved, and then now it was time to find a doctor who was going to do this hip surgery. I probably went to 7 doctors in Lafayette. They all turned me down. They accept my insurance, they accept my Medicaid, but every one of them turned me down. They was like, nah, it's too bad. Because you got to think about it. I'm 28 now. This happened when I was 13. Usually people break their hip, bam, you get it fixed. And within 6 weeks or so, you don't wait. What it was like 16 years? I don't know. Something. It was a long time before I even got it. 15 years before I even got anything done to it. So 7 doctors turned me down. And then a social worker again, that same social worker, she was like, they have this place in New Orleans, this is a charity hospital. She said, but they usually take any case, no matter what it is. So long story short, I met with him. He was like, I'll be able to do your hip surgery if you lose 50 pounds. And that's when I began my journey to start losing weight. Okay. And so I was like, I ain't got no choice. If I want to walk better, live a better life, I gotta get this weight off of me. It was, and you gotta understand, it's hard. It was hard for me to keep weight off because I can't be active because I gotta the hip is the center of your body. If your hip off, everything off. So everything off.
Before we move forward, when you found out you had to lose the weight, what was the first thing you did to start your journey to say, all right, this is what I'm doing, I'm ready to go? Did you like change your diet first? Did you go straight to the gym? Like what you did?
So
like, what you did?
Yeah, so I didn't go straight to the gym because a lot of people will say just get in the gym. That's like the easiest way. But you gotta understand, I have barriers because of this hip.
Right.
So in order to exercise, you gotta be strong on your hip is everything. You can't do no push-ups, you can't do no sit-ups, you can't jog, you can't walk. Everything is with your hip. So I was like, I'm gonna have to change my eating habits. I can't do it physically, but I can, watch what I'm eating. So instead of like bread and pasta, I'm gonna just have to eat veggies and fruits. I guess we're gonna switch this up.
Yeah, right.
So being the inner social worker inside of me, I did research. I was like, what's some little? I mean, I tried all the fad diets. It started off with fad diets: how to lose 50 pounds in 2 days.
You Google some shit.
Googling. I'm like, how to lose 50 pounds in 2 days.
In 2 days.
For real. And like everything popped up. And I tried all of them. Like it was like a military diet. Yeah, 2 days. 25 pounds a day. I ain't got no time to wait before they drop these laws, man.
In 2 days trying to get it on.
They changed their mind. Yeah, so I ran across like something called a military diet, man. Like basically, like in the beginning, basically starving myself to lose the weight. And the thing about that is the weight did come off, but it's gonna come right back on because you never change your lifestyle, right? So you're gonna lose the weight, but it's gonna come right back on. So I did what I had to do. I did a lot of fad diets in the beginning, the first time around when I lost weight. I did a lot of fad diets. I did like a lot of smoothies. Cut out all the junk food out, and within 9 months, I was down 70 pounds. He told me to do 50 because I'm a overachiever. I'm gonna do 70 on your ass. So
make sure I got enough.
He was like, "Oh,
make sure I got 70 off.
I got 70 on your ass."
Yeah.
And so I lost the 70 pounds within 9 months, and then I got approved, and then I had a hip replacement at 28.
Yeah.
Now the only downside about that is with the hip replacement, they only meant to last 20 years. Usually when people get a hip replacement, they 70, and probably ain't gonna last 20 years, so you die with the hip. But because I was 28, I have to do it again when I'm 48. Because it only lasts 20 years. So I got about 12 more years before I have to redo it. Okay, but yeah, we could be ready for that,
Yeah.
I have to get there this time.
Now you going right in now. Everything.
Yeah, man, but it's crazy because like going to airports and stuff, didn't think I'm talking. I was like, because I'm a woman, so they'll like it will be me, my boyfriend, and my son. They'll be like, okay, we'll check him. Y'all two can go through. And I was like, no, I can't go through. It's gonna go off. It's like just they mean at TS. Huh?
So it's screws.
It's screws, It's titanium screws. I think I got like 72 screws holding it together. It's crazy. Yeah, and my scar is like 13 inches long. Yeah,
when it get cold, it hurts.
Oh yeah, all that. And I used to think my grandma was lying that whole time. She was like, "Man, it's about to rain outside."
You don't know what you're talking about. What you talking about? That old stuff.
Oh, I didn't know what was about to happen. But it's true. Once
and now you saying. Now I'm saying,
oh girl, it's about to rain.
My about to rain.
My hips feeling tight, the rain coming. Yeah, but like I can tell when it's about to rain, like when it's cold outside, it's like the worst because it just stiffens up. Your muscles around it tenses up. And it's literally feel like a rubber band. Like it's crazy. But I would say that before hip surgery, my pain was a 12 out of 10, and now it's probably like a 3. It will never be 100%, but it's a whole lot better than before. A whole lot better than before, for sure. So this is 28 hip replacement, and we on our way. And that's when another life lesson happened. I was in a bad relationship, and that was a love. You know about him, Chad. Nobody knows. None of my friends like that.
Yes. What?
So that was another, but that's another life lesson. And actually, we was together for almost 6 years, and when I had my hip replacement, that's when they went to shit. And that's how you know who really ride for you and how they really, and how, if they really love you on a surface basis or they love you for real. Because you're looking at me like I'm weak right now, like I can't have sex with you, she can't get up, her head nappy. Like, you know, like
I'm recovering. I'm recovering.
Like I'm down. But simple-minded people would look at it like that's she ain't no good no more. But a real man would look at it like, let me nurse my queen back. She's like, you forgot that I'm me. Like you forgot that I'm breathing. Like I ain't gonna last. Nothing lasts bad forever. Like I'm gonna get up. Like I'm down right now, but I'm gonna get up. You forgot. And the fact I even have to remind you, now you're really gonna regret this, and that's why you're gonna really be So shit on me. I mean, he would call I mean, it was to a point where because I waited so long to have a hip replacement, I couldn't work for like 6 months because I wasn't able to walk. I had to first be in a wheelchair, then from a wheelchair to a cane, from a cane to crutch. Like it was a lot of stuff. I had to learn how to walk again. That'll fuck up your mental, man. That was crazy. And so all of that was happening, and it got to a point where I didn't even have $5 to my name to eat, and I would call him. I'd be like, "Hey, like I'm so hungry. Can you like just give me like stop to give me some noodles? Like I don't know anything." And he FaceTime on the phone with another girl next to him, splashing the money like, that's why me and my new bitch got this, and you over there laying out in the bed. It was a lot. It was a lot. But you know what? I had prayed and I was like, God, if something's not for me, just reveal it. Like, just open my eyes, because I could be a little naive, because I do have a good heart. So I could be a little naive, and I always trying to find the good in every situation. Right. Like, is it storming outside? I'm like, what? Like, what's going on? Like, I'm trying to dodge the tornado hitting a little kid. I'm like, like, I'm always trying to find the good in the situation. But I was like, if anything is not for me, I'm ready to like change my life. I'm ready to become the person I know I'm supposed to be. This is not me. Like, I know I'm gonna be greater than this. So I just asked him simply, just kept praying that prayer. And when you move around a lot, you're working, you're going to school, you're being a mom, you don't see nothing. You can't see everything for what it is. But something about when you're sitting still, and when you're sitting still, you see everything for what it is. The thing is, he never did nothing different. He been a bum. He been shitting on me like that. It's just that I was too busy to notice it.
Yeah.
Like the red flag's been there. But because I was just so busy fixing this, help not paying attention. When God set me down, I saw everything for what it was, and I'm like, wow, like, because I couldn't do nothing but sit. And you had to like go through that. I had to go through that time where I had to heal myself, and that is so tough. Like being by yourself and trying to work on yourself is so hard, man. And nobody really talk about that. It's like it's not easy, but the reward is so rewarding on the other side. But going through that shit, heartbreak, can't walk, bro.
Yes. No, facts, man. Look, if they can't be there when you at your worst, you know what I'm saying, they shouldn't be able to celebrate with you at your best
at all.
You know what I'm saying? And I just want to say, man, real talk, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Vontae, man. You know what I'm saying? I can't lie. Like, he got the best version of you. I'm happy that you happy in your relationship. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, it's just been good vibes and always love with Vontae. Like since I've been knowing about
like him. Since he came around, like I was on my little Mario, but now I didn't spark up. But that's what you need in a party. You need somebody that's gonna pour into you and you pour into them. Not somebody that's gonna make you feel sad and hurt all the time. That's not a relationship. But anyway, so that happened, and then circling back around 2019, that's when I met Vontae. And y'all can check that podcast out about how we met in there, because I know we did a podcast on that.
We did, but we had to delete the whole couples after dark. You know how schooling be, man. So we had to
I got you.
Yeah, we had to erase the whole podcast.
It's all good. But fast forward 2019, I met Vontae, and
yeah.
Unicorn.
Well, look, we can get into that too since you mentioned it. Like you said, you've been through everything for us, like, age difference and all that. And I mean, the podcast is gone, so now we can talk about it again. So you want to talk about it, what I'm saying, how you and Vontae met. Because I remember, what I'm saying, you telling us about it and how y'all met. And to me, I think that was a real genuine, situation.
Yeah, so we gonna talk about me and Vontae met. We're gonna talk about some losses. We're gonna talk about some gains, and we're gonna talk about my surgery that I recently had a year ago. We lost all of it, and we're gonna wrap that all up. Okay. So 2019, me and Raven at the club. I'm gonna tell you, when I was able to get up and walk off, and I was jogging.
Yeah.
I got a new hip
a brand new person.
Real tight. And man, because I'm like, I'm not sitting around no more. I'm about to really live my life. Because when you're down and you don't have no control of your life, like I'm talking about, I couldn't even walk to the mailbox to check my mail. My sister had to sponge bath me. Like I had to have, them little commodes, the little fake polar bear toilets. It was in my room. Like I had to ring the bell. Ding, ding, ding. I'm ready to use the bathroom.
What?
Man, that stuff was tough. So once I get better, like I'm gone. So that's what happened. I was like, I always had been a good girl, always been a girl that always been in a relationship, and I was like, like I'm about to be in my hosting.
Yeah. I'm about to get ratchet one time. I got this new hip. I got this new hip.
We want to live, man. Like, cause man, I was like almost 30 years old and probably had 3 bodies. Like, so it was like,
It's like I got some little wiggle room. I can wiggle.
Okay, I'm this good girl thing is like, and I'm a good girl, but I'm a bad girl, but I'm a bad girl for the dudes I'm with. I'm not just like just basic girls. I'm well-rounded, but every time I will vibe with somebody, they just want me to be their girlfriend, whether they was ready for a relationship or not. Like, oh no, you gonna be my girlfriend. Like you like the homie, you're the best friend. Like you just everything. Like you cool. Like I'm not letting go of you, even though they're not ready for a relationship. They didn't want to let go of me. So I was like, okay, somebody like me, because childhood trauma, being fat, black, and ugly, you don't love yourself. Anything that come your way, you're gonna be like, okay, it's me. So that's how that was. But anyways, so we was in that phase. I was in that phase, and I was just going out every weekend, drinking my tequila, I'm 30, I'm young, it's time to get out. So we'll go out or whatever. But this one weekend, one weekend was in a club, and then afterwards we went to Waffle House on the Thruway. That was just the spot. You go to the Waffle House. Go to Waffle House. So we went to Waffle House, and then I got out my car and I was fixing my clothes, and then Raven was walking, and then Vontae had told Raven, he was like, your friend cute. And she was like, oh, Loppy? Because they call me Loppy in my family, but he thought she said Poppy. So he was like, oh shit, they Spanish? He thought it was like Dominican. Oh shit.
He said, oh
yeah. So let Vontae tell the story. He said, when Raven said, who, Loppy? He was like, yeah. And she was like, Brittany, that bar think he cute. He want to talk to you. I was like, and apparently I sprinted to him full blast. And all they seen was ass, ankles, and elbows because I was I was running that fast. Yeah. And then I ran up to him and then I hugged him. That's it. I probably could do that. I probably did that. I don't know about football or running.
I probably did that. It was a drink. I was drunk. I was feeling good. Probably did. I probably did.
But don't make me seem like I'm that thirsty. Like, oh shit. So, but I just remember seeing his build, and I was like, because I was just saying, I was like, man, I just want somebody that I could feel like a woman with. Like I just want somebody that's tall and like a teddy bear. That's what I wanted. Just so I could feel like a woman. Like, not saying that I couldn't. I had the other ones before. I never had the other side.
Yeah, right.
Like, I'm telling you, wearing my sister, I'm cold.
Right.
Oh, me. Like, oh, you. Huh.
I'm trying to get a little smooth.
So that was the first thing I saw. So I think maybe when I saw his shout out, I probably did sprint over there. I don't know.
Yeah.
And he said that I opened his mouth up and was like, "Let me make sure your teeth is good. Because I work with teeth. I can't be messing with nobody with no rotten teeth."
The dent is in you. Let me check.
God. I said, yeah, I probably did that too. Then so he was like, how old? No, he was like, "You're cute." And I was like, "Oh, thank you." And he was like, "Can I have your number?" I was like, I grabbed his phone. I'm a little bossy. I grabbed his phone and I put my number in his phone. And then he was telling me his number. So he was like, 404. And Raven was like, that's a text-free number. He ain't giving me his real number. 404 is 337 out here. Like, what the hell is a 404? He was like, "Man, I'm from Atlanta, shawty." I was like, "Oh, from Atlanta? What you doing here?" And he was like, "I'm going to school and you have to play football." I was like, "Oh, how are you?" And he was like, "How old are you?" And I was like, 30 with a 9-year-old. And he was like, "I'm 27. I was like, "Oh, okay, you're a baby." And he was like, "Whatever." And so I was like, "We about to go to the next club. You coming?" And he was just like, "Nah, we staying over here getting our food." I was like, "Okay, well, make sure we stay in contact with each other." Allegedly, I gave him my Facebook, my Instagram, my SSN, Yahoo.com.
Google.
Everything. Because you know what it was? Like when I saw Vontae, and I know people say this song's fake and is you only see this on movies. It's like when I saw him, it's like I finally stopped running. Like I've been looking for something for so long. And then when I saw him, I was like, "What?" It's like he was in another life and he died. He was like, "I'll find you in the next life." And then
he come back in Vontae.
And it's like we finally found each other in the next. It just felt like I knew him already.
Yeah.
And so I didn't want to lose that connection because even though we only talked for like 3 minutes, I knew I didn't want to lose that connection because it felt so familiar and it felt so like right. But anyways, I was like, whatever. I met him. We going to the next club. And so we went to the next club. And then he reached out to me, but I didn't reach out to him. I was like, nah, that boy ain't serious. I just got out of a long-term relationship. That was just me being Reale down the street. In real life, I got 2 jobs. I'm in school. I got a child. Do with a 27-year-old. Like, I want a man. So I ghosted him for like 2 weeks. I didn't talk to him for 2 weeks. And Raven was talking to his roommate. So they was on the phone all night, like talking. And he was like, "You talking to my people?" "No, she don't answer the phone for me." I'm just not that type. Because I'm so bubbly and so energized. I like to be around you in person and talk. I'm not like gonna be on the phone like, you can't feel my energy. And FaceTime they probably was a thing, but I ain't have it. I ain't have no internet shit. I was broke. When my minute's about to run out.
My minute, nigga, I got no data.
About to run out of shit. Like, I ain't got no FaceTime. I probably had an Android. But I remember you used to get mad because we first met. I never had a phone. Like
where your phone at, dog? You ain't got no phone? Like, where your phone? Yeah, I got a phone, a flip phone. I said, "Where your phone? What?"
I always have phones.
This is my new number. This is my new number. What?
Every time. Every time I could afford a little phone at the dollar store, I was gonna get my little flip phone.
That was back. That was back.
That's funny.
But like you said though, that was even back, even like damn near. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, this was early 2010s. So iPhones was out, but they wasn't really popping.
Yeah, we didn't have them. Like rich people.
Yeah, they wouldn't.
That wasn't that thing like we take pictures like this in a little square note. Like, oh, no, what the hell was a song? That shit wasn't out.
The pictures used to be ugly.
Yeah, man. So I ghosted him for 2 weeks. So now it's time for me to go back into my stage. So I come back to Lafayette. I'm living in Lake Charles at the time. I come back to Lafayette, and me and Raven was getting ready for the club, but we just so late. Like, we just always late because we end up having a good time just getting ready. So We didn't get down there until like 1:30. The club was over at 2:00. Oh man, I come from Lake Charles just for 30 minutes. Ray was like, I don't want to go back to Opelousas, man. Like, let's find something to do. I was like, let's call them the boys. Now, by the time we talked, because we listened to music, dance in the parking lot, by the time we decided to call them, it was 4:00 in the morning. And so imagine this girl ain't never talked to you. She ghosted you for 2 weeks, and now you gonna call me at 4:00 in the morning? Like, oh. And so he answered the phone. I was like, "Hey, what you doing?" He was like, "Sleeping." You know what his answer was like? Yeah, I remember. I was like, "Well, I must come pass by." He was like, "Nah, I'm sleeping." I hung up the phone. Then Raven. So Raven called the roommate because Raven was talking to the roommate at the time, and he was like, "Oh yeah, come through." He was happy, like. And so then I called him, Vontae. Like I was like, "Well, your roommate said we can come, so I'm on my way." And he was like, "All right, man, I'll see you then." And I said, "When you come outside, make sure you got some green shorts on." Fucking with him because that's what I want to do. I just want to fuck with everybody. So apparently behind the scenes, the roommate was scavenging the room like, "Oh my god, we gotta find some green stars." They want to come outside with some green stars. I was like, "I know you." He was like, "This dude was really heart beating trying to find some green." Oh my god! So we pulled up. I said, "Hey, we outside," and he was like, "Well, we couldn't find no green shards." I was like, "Dude, we wasn't serious." Like, what?
Hey.
You got a lot to learn because I'm very like out there, like with my comedy. And so then we pull up and we get in the car. No, they get in my car, and Raven, as soon as my sister saw her dude, they just love. They just bye. They didn't tell us nothing. Okay, we met. Let's go. So they just disappeared. So now it's just me and him in the car, and we probably got there around 4:45 in the morning. And me and Vontae talked from 4:45 until like 11:00, non-stop, like just running it, like
sun out and everything. A whole new day.
Yeah, daytime.
It's a whole new what?
A whole new day. We just sitting there, like just vibing. He was playing some music. He was recording me in his phone. Like, yes. What is this? Like, that's so crazy. And so then he was like, "You hungry?"
It's funny you asked.
Got no money. And not only he asked me if I wanted to, he was like, "You think your sister hungry?" Nigga, you feed me and my sister?
Shit.
He ended up buying food for me and my sister, whatever. Fast forward, I was there every weekend. Every weekend, like it was just. And when I was at home, I'm like, man, I'm not about to go talk to that little boy. Like, I don't want to talk to him. But every time I was with him, I was like, "Oh my god, I'm going." Like crazy shit. Like, so maybe we talked like that from the day I met him was August 10th, our 50th anniversary coming up. We talked like that. Maybe me going out there every weekend because in my real life, I got 2 jobs. I got a kid. I'm in school. And then he over there in school in Lafayette. And so we did that back and forth for about 3 months. Okay. And then one time I went to go pick him up, and his roommates, they came running in the car like, car. Like, how old are we? Like, 27 being happy to be around little girl, like girls, like we just some females. But you know, like when you was your friend, like when you was 18 or something, like we on a little mission. We got her friend, she got her friend, and we just like childish. I'm like, why are they so childish? And Raven was like, "Well, my dude did tell me that his roommate was like 18." And I was like, "Oh, wow, why are 27-year-olds living with 18-year-olds? That's so weird." And then she's like, "Girl, I don't know." Not paying attention to it. So maybe the next weekend it was acting more childish. Not the guys we were talking to, but the roommates. My sister, she a detective. Like, you can't get much, but she gonna hack. Yeah.
What's going on? We
like you need anything done. You know, she got hot bodies and everything. So then she called me one day. No, I was together. And she was like, I got something to tell you. And I was like, what? You pregnant? And she was like, no, I ain't pregnant. She was like, I did my research on the guys on Vontae and his roommate. And I was like, oh, what happened? He got a kid or something? She was like, they said he graduated in 2019 from high school. I said, wait, what? She said, they said he graduated in 2019. I said, we in 2019.
We did 2019.
What do you mean? What do you mean graduated? I said, like college, trade school? She was like, no, high school. I said, ain't no way. Ain't no way. It's no way possible that's true. Like, you're lying. And she was like, just call him and see what he gonna say. So I called and I was like, so he gotta be like 18, 19 years old. And she was like, I think he's 18. And I was like, nah. So I ended up calling and I was like, Vontae, how old are you? And he was like, he got quiet. And I was like, you 27, right? He was like, you're not gonna believe if I tell you. I was like, everything's like head spinning, heart pumping, ass sweating, like what? I wish you not gonna believe you if you tell me. And he was like, I'm 18 now.
God.
I said, ain't no way. How? He got a full beard. He's tall. Like, ain't no way because you're not even childish. Like, how did I fall for 18? I'm 30. So instantly, I literally like threw up. Like, I felt so sick to my stomach because it's like he's 18 and I'm 30. Like, that's a kid. Like, it's like I pull up to the high school, get in. Like
hey, you one of the big homies going from high school. Yeah, man, get in, man. You hungry?
Man, Eric, I pulled up on the side of the road and I just like cried. Like, I bawled I felt nasty. I felt like you over here engaging with an 18-year, like, what is mama gonna think? Like, what anybody gonna think? Like, I'm not that type of person. Anybody know me? I'm not they was R. Kelly. Like, I'm a fucking This is not who I am. So it really like, and then I'm calculating Kate and 10 at a time. Y'all 8 years apart. What the hell? You was 6, I was 18. Like, it was a lot. It was a lot, and it was not easy for me. So I just stopped talking to him, jar turkey, 2 weeks again. But then I couldn't help who I fell in love with. I just could not. I couldn't. At this point, it's been 3 months, and everything didn't happen. So I mean, it is what it is. And then I'm I could not stop thinking about him and how he made me feel, and how many relationships I've been in, and how this relationship was. It was just so different. Like, I just couldn't like pass it up. And I was just, I said, I gotta meet up with him. So I met up with him and got his side of the story. And I was like, why would you tell me that? And he was like, well, you automatically said you was 30. Well, now you're, so I had to like, he said, I was gonna say 22.
Yeah, but no, I gotta certify this. Nigga. We gotta certify this.
Nigga, 9 years? The fuck? And so then he's like, I wanted to tell you every time you was with me, I just wanted to tell you, but I didn't want you to not stop talking to me. Like, you was gonna stop talking to me. He was like, tell the truth. If I would have told you I was 18, you would never give me a chance. Because you just automatically box me in like I'm child, so I'm not been through life enough. I ain't He's right. I would have turned my back against him. I would have. And it's been the best relationship I've ever been in. And but it was not easy, and it still came with a lot of challenges because I was like, if I'm really gonna do this, like, I have to commit to it because it's not gonna come. Like, I gotta understand people gonna look at me like he gonna get brownie points. You're 18, you talking to a 30-year-old, that's your sugar mama. Like, that's how they looking at me. That's how they looking at it, like, oh, nigga, you fucking a 30-year-old, like, what the fuck? Like, but me, I'm 18, like, I'm getting all the ridicule. So he's like, I wanted to tell you so bad. He's like, I just didn't want us to not talk no more, and I didn't know when was the right time to tell you. And then so I heard his side of the story. He told me how he felt or whatever, and then I was like, you just gotta have to give me some time to think about it. And so then I took some time to think about it, and then I was just like, I can't not talk to him. Like, I imagine me like I'm the happiest I ever been. Like literally, I don't know because it's a mixture of me finding myself and finding him at the same time. It just aligns so perfectly, and so I just knew I couldn't let it go. And I was like, so I'm not gonna be in my bed sad and depressed because what the world gonna think of me. They're gonna look at me and be like, oh my God, that girl fucking 18 years old. She's sick. You couldn't find no man. You must be ran through. And that's not even me.
Right. But also too, you ain't go to y'all. You ain't get with him because he was 18.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
You didn't even know, and you know, and,
I didn't even know.
Yeah, you can't help it. Like you can't help who you fall in love with. Like
exactly.
It's
one thing if I went into the situation knowing, but I didn't know. I honestly did not know that he was 18. I thought I was falling in love with a 27-year-old. So, and just because I found out he's 18, nope, don't love him no more. Like it don't work like that.
Right.
And so I was like,
just looking at y'all, and then looking at y'all, man, you're like, nobody can't tell, man.
Nobody can tell.
Like he our age.
I was like, because right now I'm gonna say 23. I'm 35, but like you would think he's 35. I'm
saying, man, look like he our age. Like when I look at y'all, Monte look like he our age.
Yeah, like nobody would be able to know. I'm like, if anything, he's more mature than me because I'm childish.
And that too. Like, and when I say look, that's what I mean more. So like, just being around him, like
he's very like I was like, who sent you? Was it the government? Like, tell me because this can't be happening to me. And I'm telling you, everything I pray for in a man. Everything I pray for in a man is Vontae to the T. I just didn't tell God what age I wanted him to be.
Yeah. He
was like, I'll give you a freshman straight out of high school. No, give you a freshman.
Give me a freshman. One ain't.
Yes, literally.
One fresh, man.
And I mean, I was so nervous. Like, you know, we've been through a lot of stuff together, and I know that's my friend through it all. Like, if we don't have anything, we gonna be friends first. You know, like he's really my person, I'm really his person, and we do have challenges, especially but in the first year because life. Like I'm 30 at the time. I'm ready to settle down. You're 18. You just starting life. You know, so we have to go through those challenges. Like I'm like, I gotta have a baby. Like time is ticking. Like you can wake up in 10 years and you 28 years old and you can get somebody pregnant. I'm gonna be 40 and I can't give you no babies. Now you're gonna resent me. You know, so it's all those different challenges that we go through, but we talk through everything. And when I'm telling you, everything is just work. He was an 18-year-old who always didn't want to be an 18-year-old. He always wanted to be on his grown man shit. His mama told me, she was like, since he was young, I already knew he was gonna date an older woman. Like that's just who he is. Like that. And
mama knows best.
Lieberman, they like some old women. Usher.
Mama knows best. Mama knows best.
Like his mama said he always was after mature women. That's just who he was. And so for him, I was teaching them that, teaching them about credit. When I met Vontae, he didn't have a license, he didn't know how to drive like that. Like we couldn't go to the casino, couldn't buy me a drink. Like, it was a lot. But you know what I saw? I always saw, even though he was 18 years old, the man inside of him, I always knew like he was going to blossom into this beautiful, like protector, provider. Like I just knew it. That he was going to be that, no matter if he didn't have a car and a job or anything. So it wasn't about that. Like I knew, because I'm grown. Like I know, like I can have somebody my age and they can have a car, job, a career, and they still not be mentally ready or fit. Like they still out here playing around. Or I could have met somebody way younger who's not playing around. And it's just, I'm not saying every young guy is like that. I'm not saying every old guy is like that. But for me, I just got lucky. Like that's my dude. Like I'm not taking care of Vontae. Vontae hate for me to take care of him. He take care of him. And he hate to ask for $1. Like that's not who he is. He's a protector. He's a provider. And most of all, my son love him so much. He knows like none of my boyfriends. But when he saw Vontae for the first time, he started swinging on him like fighting. And because he knew, he was like, Mama, I just knew like when I saw him that he was going, that's the person that God give something about the rib. Adam and the Eve rib. That was his interpretation at the time. He was not. He was like, that's your real Mama. That's him. He's the one. And my 9-year-old son telling me this. And that just from him meeting him off for the first time, fell in love with him. Anybody I bring around Vontae, everybody's like, yeah, that him is him. Like everybody says that about him. Like he's the one. Even my son dad, he was like, yeah, if I pass away, I want Vontae to adopt Kate. Like everybody loves Vontae. And like that's my baby. Like, and just like any relationship, we have our ups and downs. But I'm just so happy and blessed that he's mature enough to like talk about it and go through it. Like most people, as soon as they get into one fight, they're ready to leave. This world is so microwave. Like you and your girl fucking fuck. I'm not gonna look on Instagram if I'm a big booty bitch. Like then you go some temporary shit. And it's temporary love. That shit fun when you do it, but eventually you want something real. And the girl is telling him like, you're young, go out and fuck this and fuck that and fuck that. He's like, I don't want to do that. Like, why y'all make it seem like how y'all making it seem like I'm getting whole against my will? I'm 300 and some pounds, big fool. She holding against my will. I don't want to be here. Like, what the fuck? Like, I don't have an urge to fuck everybody. I want to be with her. Like, what is wrong with that? But the world will tell you got to go fuck up in your 20s, fuck up everything, and then in your 30s trying to fix it all back. Why? He said, I want to get it right in my 20s. Why I gotta wait till I'm 30 to get it right? Have a couple of baby mamas, a couple of girls. Like, I don't want that. He said, I don't want that life. Like, I don't want to be in the clubs. I don't, and it's not me making them do it because I wanted that life. I want to be in the club. He was the opposite. So because, like I said, I'm pouring into him and just be myself. Like, because I am who I am. Like, oh, we're gonna get your resume together. We're gonna get your credit together. We're gonna get you don't know how to drive. We're gonna show you how to drive. That's just me. And for him, because he came into my life, he taught me like I ain't never had a daddy. So. I never had a man truly love me for who I was. And Vontae literally gave me that. Like everything I needed from a man, like that I was missing, he gave that to me. Like he was like, why? He said, what you want to be? And I told him I always wanted to be a social worker. He said, so why you not doing it? I was like, I don't know. It's like, I was like, I gotta work, it's always just been me. I don't have time to go to school and do this. He was like, well, you got time? No. What I gotta do? Because we gonna make sure you get to that stuff. You gonna make sure you graduate. We gonna make sure Kaden's taken care of. I don't care if I gotta work 2 or 3 jobs. Like we gonna make your dreams like
right. I'm not crying, you crying. I'm not crying, you crying. I'm not crying, you crying.
Like, what the hell? Like, he just kept pouring into me, and I kept pouring into him, and like, we just make each other so much better. Like, and together, everywhere we go, people just like stare, and I'm like, why are people staring at me? What the hell? It's because our energy, like our radiance together is like it's over. Like, oh my god, like the two good people met each other, and now they just like growing. It's so crazy. And the glow, it's just so big, and everything that I thought that was important, I was trying to get acceptance from this person or that person. Like he taught me how to be so much stronger, and I always was, but he just strengthened that for me. Like he tied that belt on, like screw my hip tight. Like he is definitely my foundation, and like that's my baby. So here we are. Like I said, we're gonna be 5 years in, and like we're not going nowhere. Like, and I had posted recently on my Instagram because people were saying, people be like, well, we're not gonna get married, and when this gonna happen? Like that dude been with you for 5 years and you still ain't married. What's wrong with you? That again, that's worldly things. Like you think just because the world will tell you 35, you need to be married and settle down. Are you in a relationship with somebody for 5 years? Y'all should be married. How are you going to tell me what I should do with my relationship? Right. Too many times people get married in the honeymoon stage, and when y'all get to the second stage, when things not so perfect, when y'all get into those arguments, when sex not fun no more, when he's starting to gain weight or he's starting to look, that's when shit get hard, that's when y'all be like, you know what? I made a mistake. I want to get divorced. Because y'all was in the honeymoon. Everything is always gonna be good in the beginning. It's always gonna be peaches and cream. Oh my God, guys, it'll be so perfect. Blah blah blah. But when you go through real shit, now you want to break up. Because you jumping the gun too fast. I take marriage seriously. He take marriage seriously. And it's not something that we was rushing into because we wanted to go through each stage in our relationship. I wanted to go through the honeymoon stage, the hard stage, the when you broke, I'm broke stage. You got my back, I got your back. Like, I wanted to go through all that shit before I make a commitment and be like, yeah, that's what I want to do for the rest of my life. And because the world telling me you've been with me for 5 years and you must don't love me, I'm supposed to just leave my man? Yeah. Because y'all saying that?
A lot of people like saying that too. They'd be like, well, yeah, you know, I didn't know who he was, or I didn't know who she was. And that's because y'all didn't.
Because y'all was still blinded and that's stupid. The sex was good. She was doing splits and everything.
Yeah, like, you're going on trips here. Living and now when that shit slow down and now y'all in each other's face every day going to work and coming home and it's like,
exactly. It's not it's not that fun lifestyle anymore. Now you're like, what the fuck? Now you try to look at mistakes at each other. Well, she really not like what I thought she was. He not really like, you know, you start nitpicking for every single thing because you want to secretly go out and do other things, but you blame it on the other person. That because you need to grow, they need to grow. But when I don't know, people just be rushing into things too much. But me and Vontae understand that, like, you know, like it will have arguments. I can't even say like hard down arguments because he's too mature for that. Sometimes I'll be wishing like, nah, he's not gonna do all that. He's like, so you upset? What makes you upset?
Stop being so nice.
I want to be you know, but he taught me patience, and I like he's such a calm dude. So I put fire in his life. I spark him up, and then I'm such a fire person. He calms me down. So it's like the perfect little blend of each other. So that's why we compromise. Like we would just work so well together. It's like a myth. Like I don't know. It just works. It just works. But like I was saying, we went through the honeymoon phase, and then coming to 2020, because we're gonna circle around to the downfalls again. 2020, COVID hit, and then was in Lake Charles at the time, and the Hurricane Laura hit, and we ended up losing our home. Like, and that just took us by surprise. At the time, we was probably dating. Okay, so I found out his age. We started talking again, and then so now it's December. So in December, he was always planning to go back to Atlanta, and then but he met me. So I was like, oh my God. So every day I would count down to December. I'm like, oh my God, you gotta leave. But I didn't want him to have any resentment and feel like he chose to stay out here because of me. And then one day he wake up and be like, you know what? I could have been in Atlanta doing this, and that. So I never swayed him in any way. I was like, you said you want to go back home, you go back home. And if you feel like in your heart you want to come back, then just come back. I don't want to, I want it to be your decision. I don't want you to be clouded because you're in my space all the time. Because of course you're not going to leave because I'm lit. Of course you're not going to leave. So then, so you got to go out, you know, into the world and then figure out what you want to do. So he did. He left for 2 months and I was so sick. Like we talked every day. And then March 6th, he caught a flight and he came back to Lake Charles. The world shut down March 16th because of COVID. Yeah, that's crazy. Because you
going nowhere. Quarantine right here. Quarantine. You know we got.
Because if he would have waited 1 more week, he wouldn't be able to fly to me, catch a bus, nothing. Because all that shit was done. Like the world was shut down. And so it was like the perfect little. It just happened how it's supposed to happen. He was one day he called me. He was like, "I'm coming back home. I decided I want to be with you." Then I got on the phone. Oh, okay, for real, you sure?
You sure that's what you want to do?
And the whole time I'm jumping for joy, like, we here. And so he came back, and then so March. COVID happened, and we quarantined in the house. And when COVID happened, man, we getting free money weekly, making most money we ever made in life. What the fuck? I ain't never going back to work.
What? I want to live in a pandemic.
Yeah, Amazon package. Like, I
want to live in a pandemic.
Living my best life. So, I mean, because we're living our best life, I'm a type of person, like, when I'm happy, I eat. When I'm sad, I eat. So was breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks. Like, and now I'm up in there cooking. Like, I ain't never cooked before. I'm cooking everything. Like, just eating. We just happy. You know, when you happy, you put on that weight, man. Like, you just eating. Y'all living. You're in that honeymoon stage or whatever. So that's what happened. Like, you know, and it's COVID. We can't go nowhere. All we can do is like basically have sex and eat. So that's what we're gonna do.
What we gonna do? We're gonna gain this weight.
So that happened, and the whole time, like, I'm gaining weight, but I'm not realizing it because I'm so happy, you know, like, it's just, you know, I'm not really thinking about it like that. And then August, that's when the hurricane happened. And then basically we lost our whole house, and now we homeless together. Like, it literally went from living, thriving, and we came back after the storm and the whole house is destroyed. We done. I'm like, what in the fuck? And it's crazy because Vontae, he's from Atlanta. He was like, Brittany, we're gonna be back tomorrow. Like, it's gonna be, I said, you're not from Louisiana, you don't know how hurricanes work. He was like, if it's gonna rain, y'all gonna be okay. I said, you're not from Louisiana, you don't know how hurricanes work.
You don't know. That's why you looking at me like that, because you don't know how hurricanes do. That's why you looking at me like that.
You don't know baby G like that.
You don't know baby G like that, because you don't know.
You don't know. That's why you like that. He was like, I think y'all just over exaggerate. We're gonna be back. Okay. You just don't get it. And so next thing you know, Hurricane Laura turned to a category 5, like literally white Lake Charles the fuck out.
Yeah.
And so we came back, and everything looked like God had spared us. Our house was okay. It was nothing like too crazy. And I was like, okay, we're fine. Like, I mean, we lost a couple of things, but nothing too major. And then but because Lake Charles was powered out of power or whatever, FEMA put us in hotels in New Orleans. So we was in New Orleans for like maybe 6 weeks before they even got power back in Lake Charles. And we just living in a square, me, Vontae, and Kaden, just in one little square, like fucking, like, you can't even have adult time because it's child right there. And you can't sit in my side because outside was bourbon.
And do nothing.
Had him looking in the bathroom for shit we knew wasn't there. Go in the closet and get hurry up, get your something, nigga.
Go take a shower. Go get a towel. Go get a towel.
Extra long shower. I'm gonna lock the door when I take it clean.
Said you want to get out.
One time I had to do that. I was like, let's see how long you can take a shower. It's gonna be like a dad, like a. Because his ass like child. He's like, oh, I can take it for an hour.
Okay, that's where you can do. Go. Let's see. I dare you. An hour?
I think he's coming up for an hour. So that's how we have to fucking get it in. There's no fucking square. Like, I couldn't. So anyways, I'm calling my landlord. I was like, hey, when I heard Lake Charles got lights back, like, when can we come back? And she was like, no, you can't come. She said, you can't come back. I was like, why? She's like, your whole house got infested with mold. I was like, what do you mean? Like, FEMA asked me if I lost anything. I ain't telling me I ain't lost too much because when I went home, everything was fine. Like, so what do you mean? She's like, no, everything from the top of the ceiling all the way to all your clothes, everything is black mold. I was like, I went to my house, everything was fine. But because we didn't have electricity for 6 weeks from all that moisture, when it got hot, everything turned into mold. I didn't even know that could happen. When we walked in, I'm telling you, the mold was hanging from the ceiling. It was so bad. So we literally had to throw everything away. Like, we could not save nothing. I'm like, what in the hell we gonna do? Like, where we gonna go? Like, oh my God! Like, I just another thing. We dealing with COVID. We ain't lost our house. We can't work. My job closed down. So I'm like, what? I don't know what I'm gonna do. But so, since I was like, well, I know I'm not gonna give up. That's for sure. Like, I say so. Aspen, my job in Lake Charles was closed. I said, well, they have multiple locations. Let me see if I can go work over there in New Orleans. So I contacted them and was like, oh yeah, we would love to have you. So now I'm working in New Orleans. Vontae doing his hustle thing. And we was like, just gonna make this work. And so the landlord ended up calling me maybe like 2 months. Now we're in the hotel for 3 months at this point.
Yeah.
And she called me and she was like, we have some houses in Biloxi, Mississippi, if y'all want to go there. I was like, well, Mississippi.
What? Mississippi? Biloxi? We just go out for the beach. People live there? I ain't know nobody live there. It's just the beach.
Yeah, so then we ended up going, we went to check the apartment out. And it worked. So we ended up staying there for like 3 years.
Yeah.
And I always wanted to get back, but I just couldn't get back. Like, I guess it wasn't our time. God was like, nah, it's not time. Stay, it's not time. Like, every time I was trying to get back, because I wanted to co-parent with Kate and Dad.
Right.
Because we had to meet each other in Baton Rouge every other weekend for the co-parent stuff. So
it was a lot.
It was tough. Like, Mississippi, Biloxi is 4 hours away from Lake Charles. That's far.
Yeah.
So, but anyways, we ended up coming back. But during that time, because I was in the happy mode, and then I kind of got depressed because I lost my house and I got to start all over again. And I felt like I really didn't have any help. Like, I guess, and Vontae kind of put it to me this way. He's like, because you're such a positive person all the time, you never show when you're hurting. So to the outside world, they didn't know that we was dealing with homelessness and that you didn't have money and we were struggling, because you always look happy. And I was like, I'm not happy all the time. He said, but they don't know that because you always seem happy. I was like, I would just think people would know that we lost everything, that, hey, you need a shower curtain or pick me some clothes. Like, I'm just looking for the calls, and they were not there. Like, and then I was like, I'm not somebody who get on the internet and be like, oh my God, my life is so bad. Like, I'm just not that. You know, like, I don't make a tear fall down. Okay, capture the moment and take a picture of the tear falling down. Take a picture of my wristband at the hospital. Like, girl.
You made me call myself ugly cry.
You got the good picture. Like, I'm not like that. So all I know is, like, when I go through things, I just gotta find a way to figure it out myself. And if I can't figure it out myself, then I ask for help. Because that's just who I am. Like, it's not like I'm above asking for help. It's just I try everything I can as an adult, you know, to get what I need before I go ask somebody else for something. So that's just how that was. And so in the middle of that, I went through a depression, not even realizing it. And, you know, like, I ended up stopped working. I was like, I can't do this no more. I can't work. I feel tired. I've been working since I was 16 years old. I just need a break. Like, and COVID taught you one thing, like, everything is fake in this world, man. Y'all was paying this moment and sitting at home. Like, why am I supposed to leave at a job when I can sit at home and collect unemployment? So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take advantage of that. I'm gonna sit my ass down and kind of work on myself some more, because I'm going through a lot. Like, yes, I'm happy. Yes, I got this man, but at the same time, I'm still battling with losing everything. And people just think loss is a loss. The emotion is the same. So people be like, it's just material things. But if you lose, like, a dog, your parent, a loss is a loss. It's the same emotion. You can't tell me I shouldn't be so sad because I lost this. It could have been worse. That's how I feel. Like,
it's easy to say that when you ain't in that position.
Yeah, man. And I'm a tough person. That still was hard. So I just kept eating until one day my hip had got so bad again and was feeling like the pain I was feeling before surgery. And I'm like, what the hell? Somebody's not gonna leave and the pain not gonna come back into another 20 years. Why I'm feeling this now? Not even realizing it until I got on the scale. I went for a physical and I was 405 pounds. I was like,
what?
I was 300 solid. And now I'm 405 pounds. So you trying to tell me within the last 2 years I gained 105 pounds?
Right.
Yeah. And you don't even realize it because, like I said, you kept moving. This and that. You happy, COVID, depression, all of that stuff. And I looked at myself. I was like, oh no, this is not what it is. Yes, my man loved me. Thank God he's not shallow, because the last time this happened, somebody fucking loved me. FaceTime with his other bitch on the phone. Like, but Vontae stayed. He stayed, man. Like, he through everything. He was right there. Never turned his back. He will give us the last food on his plate. He not eat like that. That's just the type of dude that he is. Like, he was just always there. And I'm just because I've been through so much. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of like started testing him, like trying to push him away and see if he would leave. But he didn't leave. Like, you can try to fight me all you want. Like, I'm not going nowhere.
I ain't going nowhere. You can stop all that. I'm here.
He's like, you want to punch on me? Go ahead. Get the backside too. Like, it was just, he just was there for everything, and he was there when I was happy and was doing good, and he was there when I was in some bad times, and he never left my side. He could have easily ran to Atlanta, At this time, Devontae's 19 years old. His mom called him like, "Come home. You don't got to deal with this, blah, blah." He's like, "I'm not leaving Bri. I'm not leaving Bri. I'm not leaving Kate. What kind of man would I be if I do that?" It's like, you don't have to live this hotel life. Like, you can come home. Like, he's like, go home and do what? Live with my parents. I got a woman. We gonna work together and get our house. Like mature shit. So they had no choice but to respect it at that point. It was like, okay, like, okay. Like, y'all did y'all job. Y'all raised a man, and that's who he is. He's not gonna just run out on his family because something's happening, you know?
Right.
Or because I was even losing myself in the whole process. Like when I gained 105 pounds. So I'm looking at myself in the mirror, reevaluating myself, and I was like, okay, I'm in school. I'm in the path to become a social worker or whatever, but I'm not happy with my appearance. Like, yeah, I'm not broken and I'm not depressed all the time, but I'm just not happy with the way I feel. Why is my hip hurting? Like, why I'm breathing heavy? Like, why is my bones hurting? And then I just had to look at myself, and I was like, maybe it's not that bad. And then I go back to pictures in 2019. I'm like, my neck, like, just big, like that is crazy. It's because you know I'm tall and I have a shape, so no matter what size I am, I'm always gonna have a shape. Like 405 pounds, you're still gonna have a shape. 500. That's just how I'm built. But it was just a lot.
Right.
So then I was just like, no, I gotta get help. I can't stay like this. So then Vax was like, okay, we can start working out. And I was like, I'm not gonna do it. Like, you gotta understand, I got like mental problems with working out because I had to baby this hip for the last since I was 13. Like I'm 34 years old. I know I'm not gonna be up in there going crazy. Like I can start, but I need a change. So I did the fad diets or whatever, and I was like, this just not gonna work. So I started doing my research, and then I seen something called like weight loss surgery. And it was like two different options. It was one of them, you can remove 80% of your stomach and you're left with 20%, just a small stomach. So you can't overeat no more, and your eating habits are controlled. And it had another one where it's called a bypass surgery, where they just completely bypass your stomach. Like they take your small intestine and hook it to your esophagus. I was like,
what? That sounds stuffy.
No, that's He crippling them every day. So I just did my research. And then the doctor was like, well, they got the magic thing that everybody's on now, Ozempic. Everybody's doing Ozempic. And I just was like, I need something permanent. Like, I was like, I don't want to take these pills, weight loss pills. I don't want to take some weight loss shots. What happens when I stop taking the shot?
Yeah.
If I didn't change my lifestyle, would I gain on my weight back? I was like, yeah, probably so. I'm tired. I need something that's gonna keep me controlled and like that's gonna be successful the long way. Like I'm tired of these fad diets. So like I need something permanent. And it was like, well, you can do weight loss surgery, but it's not as easy as it seems. And so I started doing my research, and it was like, you know, I see people's success stories, how they started here and they ended there. And I was like, I want to do that. Like, I want to be that. And it was like, you have to be tough. I was like, I got this. Yeah. Like, so I ended up going to this program in New Orleans. And in order to get accepted, you have to be in this program for a year. Like I was in this whole program for a year. I had to see psychiatrists once a month because they had to know like where your mental was. I'm like, hey, this surgery can't be that bad. Like, why I gotta see? Like, come on, like this shit. Take your stomach out of here. Right, yes, crazy. So I just followed the rules. I just followed everything they wanted me to do. I started the journey 2022 to 2023. That's when I was in the program, and there was like, as long as you lose like 15% of your weight. So I started off at 405, and by the time the year was up, I was at 399. Still never lost. I only lost 6 pounds. 6 pounds in a year. And I was like, you see, like it's because like I can't do it. This is the reason why I need y'all help, because I just feel like I just can't. It's not like I eat a lot. It was just the things I was eating. Like,
right.
I'm not. Yes, everything's over rice. Everything is rice. Everything, every meal. What the fuck? I'm hungry. I gotta eat. So
real.
Anyways, they ended up approving me for surgery, And that's when the shit got hard.
Yeah.
That's when shit got hard. And I understood why they made me go through all these psychiatry meetings and stuff like that. Because in order to get the surgery, before surgery, I had to stop eating for 30 days.
Oh.
I couldn't have not 1 ounce of food for 30 days because they wanted my liver to be free. Like they needed my stomach to shrink. And so they can access it better. And then something about if food was in your liver, you can die on the table. I don't know. But they told me if in order for you to get approved for this surgery with Medicaid, because I still got the same old Medicaid, and I knew it was about to cut me off. So I knew I had a time limit. It's like I go in go mode when I got the pressure on me. And for 30 days, I just was on a liquid diet. And it's not liquid like good shit. It was broth. All I can have was broth and sugar-free liquids for 30 days. And when I tell you, I cried every single day. That was the most toughest shit I have ever been through. And so when people look at me and be like, "Oh, she took the easy way out or weight loss," it's not the easy way out. And you could tell me you could stop eating for 30 days.
Yeah.
I just can't do that shit. It takes somebody.
Hell no. Hell no. I can't stop eating for 12 hours. I'm
saying. So when people sit there and say people who had the weight loss surgery took the easy way, I'm like, y'all don't even know what y'all talking about. Like, because y'all don't even know what we had to go through to even get to this point. Like, it's not like you have a weight loss surgery, boom, the magic pill, now you're fine. Like, first of all, it don't work like that. It don't work like that. So June 22nd, I had to go on a fast. So literally I started June 2nd. They say if you come to the hospital on surgery day and we see any food, the whole thing is off and y'all go back to the program for another year. So yeah, we not doing that. I'm following exactly what y'all said. And it was hard. I was fussing at my time, I'd be cranky.
Oh yeah.
I'm hungry.
I'm starving. What the fuck
I'm starving. So needless to say, I got through it. I did the 30 days. I lost 30 pounds in 30 days. And I was like, oh my God, I feel so much better like already. And I didn't even have the surgery. So then I started talking, like guessing to myself, like, do I really need the surgery? Like, I feel good. Like, like I'm back to Big Mario. I got 30 pounds off. And then I had to sit down and I had to be real with myself. I was like, nah, I know me because I couldn't eat for 30 days. Now I'm about to go.
Somebody eat everything now.
Yeah. And I was like, again, that's just a temporary fix. Like, if you know you're not strong enough to just change your lifestyle, then just don't do it.
Right.
So I ended up going, because I was just thinking, like, I'm really about to, because I decided to do the surgery where they remove 80% of your stomach. And I was like, I'm really about to make these people take my stomach. I was like, what if I die? Like, what if I wake up and I'm feel empty? Like, I ain't got no stomach. Well, I could never eat because some people that had the surgery, you look at them and they look bad. Like they lost too much weight. Like walking around like, bones. Like I'm like, I don't want to be that way. Like I just, just nerves start kicking in. That I had to just let go and I had to realize that that's everybody's story is not my story. And, I got to do what's best for me. I wanted to live. I wanted to be healthy. I wanted to be here for my son. I wanted to move around again. And the benefits just definitely outweigh the cons for sure. So I was like, get out your head and just do it. And then when I talked to my doctor, I was like, how much weight do you think I can lose? He was like, usually people lose about 150 pounds to 175 pounds on the when they have the surgery. So I had to think, I was like, some people go get the surgery and they 250 pounds. You don't need that surgery because you're going to lose 100 pounds. You're going to be 125 pounds. And that's why they look like they sick and they're trying to gain the weight back and they can't. Yeah. But because I was 4'5", I was like, oh, that's going to put me by like 260, 280. Okay, I'm still going to be, because I'm always going to be thick. Like that's just how I'm going to be.
Right.
I was like, okay, I'm going to be fine. I think I can deal with that. So yeah, I ended up doing the surgery. That was a recovery and stuff. The surgery itself didn't hurt at all. Like it was just more so the eating stuff. Because even after surgery, 2 weeks after that, I still could eat. I only could do liquids. Then you gotta start off with baby foods. You gotta work. It's like you're a baby again. Because literally, like my stomach is like I'm one. Like it's so little.
Yeah.
And so I had to start off with baby foods and then puree foods and then smoothies. And then eventually you get back to a regular diet. But I'm here a year later. I lost 115 pounds.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm back to where Vontae met me, but smaller. Like I met him at 300, 305, 300 or 305, and now I'm 290. So
okay.
Yeah, so like the journey was definitely worth it. And the whole time it was like, girl, why are you gonna do that? Because you're gonna lose your ass, you're gonna lose yourself. I was like, baby, if you fine, you gonna always be fine. That's just what it is. I think I'm about to not lose weight because I'm worried about an ass. Like I got plenty of ass, like they ain't going nowhere. So my thing is like, people, you scared to go get the surgery because you scared you're gonna lose your shape or your curves. Like, don't worry about that. Like if you naturally have a shape, you're gonna always have a shape. If you want to be alive, you really gonna lose your life for some curves. Like, come on, man. Like, we gotta do better. We gotta get healthy. We gotta become the best versions of ourselves. So I made sure that I went out and I did that. And it feels so good to look in the mirror just to be like, looking at my life like 6 years ago, I could never imagine. You know, I'm not rich or nothing like that. I mean, far from it. But I'm rich in spirit, you know, like I'm literally happy, genuinely happy. I have a good man. My son is healthy. I got a career still in dental. I'm still in dental, but I'm in school to become a social worker. I just want to do it all. Like, I love, like, I want to do it all, honestly. I want to host parties and stuff because, like, naturally, I'm just a people person. Like I can like I do it already. People will come like, hey, I got a baby shower. You want to be the host? Hey, we getting married. You want to be the host? Like I do that anyways. I was like, well, I'm gonna eventually open up my own little LLC where I host baby showers and parties and girls' nights, and I'm still be the social worker. You know, like I was gonna do all that shit. We're gonna do it all, but I'm very happy where I'm at now in life. Like I have things not perfect, but I'm okay with that. Like I'm gonna be okay. I'm gonna be okay. I know there's a lot that we talked about, but
I mean, hey,
that's Bri Reale.
I mean, that's good, that's and you know, story. It was none of it was scripted. I mean, I didn't have like I didn't have no questions for you. I just had like I knew what the topics and that we want to talk about. I didn't have no questions, and you know, we nice little show is about it's over an hour for sure. It's definitely over an hour. So you know, tell your viewers on your YouTube and your TikTok, tell them they can watch it in parts. You know what I'm saying? Yes. It's kind of long, so
because you know the world is just so like, oh, this is too long.
Oh, it's just too long. Like,
hopefully we kept them engaged, and y'all want to learn some real shit and hear from real people. Like, you know, sit down sometimes and stop trying to be in a rush. You can learn something from Eric. You can learn something from me. Like anybody, we just gotta sit down and start rushing. Like,
facts.
You know? And my social medias. Everything is Bri Reale. My YouTube, BRIREALE. My TikTok, my Instagram, my Facebook, Bri Reale. And inbox me, ask me questions. I don't care. I got y'all.
She got y'all, man. Well, that's it, man. That's another episode of the Str8 Factz Podcast where we speak straight facts, nothing but the facts. So don't make us fact check that, man. And we out.
Bye.